Well, it's like there's those channels on YouTube that eat those
old MREs.
Yeah. And I mean, the way I would do it is like, if something was, there's something about the date though. I think I told you guys about this, but my mom has a problem with expired food, not throwing shit out. Like, and so anytime I see a date that's like more than 6 months, you know, out of date, I just throw it out. Even if it's soup, it's some kind of mental thing. Like I've gotten diarrhea too much from my mom. So,
oh God.
Yeah.
Take that one out of context.
Yeah, that's pretty rough, but it's North Carolina. So, you know.
Did she ever get her hoarding more under control? No.
It's a tough
no, I have a picture. I don't have it on hand right now, but
that's good.
Yeah. It's the most disgusting. It would turn your stomach if you saw it. It was.
Oh no.
It was.
What, just a messy house?
No, she started.
Like, try me.
Look at all that laundry.
I might grab it. I might grab it in a second, but no, she started fucking. She was convinced there was going to be some kind of food shortage or some shit, and she started like canning food herself, like jarring it herself. And I went over to her house one day.
She didn't do it right.
One, she didn't do right, and it smelled like fucking. It smelled like a dead body.
No, that was the dead body.
Okay,
no, that was your uncle. We haven't seen.
She had like 30 fucking jars of just the most disgusting. It looks like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like,
what was
disgusting.
She canning? Beef?
Like chicken and beef? Yes.
Really?
And I'm like, yes, and it wouldn't be that bad. It wouldn't be that bad. You think I'm joking? I'll send you.
You're like emptying a can of chicken to put in your preserves jar to make it last long.
She'll do stuff like that, and it won't be that bad. But the entire fucking basement, she's already done that. Like, it's already, the basement's full.
Yeah.
So now it's just full upstairs. Like it's bad.
Is food her thing?
Yes.
Okay.
She thinks
those are some of the roughest hoarders based on the show. Like the more easy ones to deal with are like a guy who just loves knickknacks.
Like, is there no way to is there no way to channel that into like something like constructive, like gardening?
She gardens as well, but she gardens food.
I knew she would, but like I figured like that could be the focus, or like maybe if you take it to even a bigger level, would she love being a farmer? She is. She farms. Yeah, that's the okay.
She takes she has so I have a fireplace behind me in my living room, and I haven't used it yet, but I'm gonna try to use it this winter, you know, just because it's fun. And my mom, I was thinking like I can go chop my own wood, whatever, but my mom has, I would say, a small forest's worth of firewood she has hoarded over the years, so I can just go grab some anytime I want. In some instances, it's good like that, but then like, when am I ever gonna eat nasty fucking chicken? You know, that's been in a jar. Like,
yeah, that's really.
Mom, do you have a jar of chicken feed that I can borrow? Do I ever?
You can literally buy potted beef at the store.
You can, but she thinks the stores are gonna like lose. She's a conspiracy theory. Like, she's like, I don't know, Alex Jones.
The problem with hoarding is that they put a lot of value on shit that doesn't have much value, so they keep it, they store it. And I give Jackie a hard time when she keeps stuff. I'm like, when are we ever gonna need that?
Yeah.
But on occasion, that woman is right, and I hate it because it validates her messiness from time to time. And she's not all that bad, but for the purposes of the show. And like we got Colin a trampoline for his birthday, and the guys that put it together broke this like great big spring. And sure enough, she like reaches into the depths of garbage and is like, I have just what we need. And it's this spring this big.
Extra trampoline spring from a decade ago.
It's like,
I told you it was good. We brought this in the move.
Dude, there is no. She literally moved with an old trampoline spring.
I don't know where it came from or why we had it, but
You've never had a trampoline before?
No, this is our first. Well, little ones. Like,
wait, what? She's had that since childhood. That's like every little girl when she's 8 gets an extra trampoline spring in our family. And today mine is what?
That is so bizarre.
All right.
I thought you
Trampolines are
meant
cool.
that she kept one that came with the kit, not that she happened upon a trampoline spring and thought, someday.
She's like, oh, you got.
Someday I'll meet a man who buys our child a trampoline.
The people that assembled our trampoline stretched one of the springs too far, and you know how that works. She's stretched, but too far doesn't go back. And sure enough, she saved the day.
Yikes! Well,
yeah, yikes! Right?
We got that photo.
Well, she's been proven right now. Now she's got that over you.
Agreed.
BT sent the photo to Zach, so he can put that up for us.
It's two of them, a close up and then like a wide shot of how many jars she has.
This is her basement.
No, this is her kitchen.
Oh no! Oh god, no! This is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4.
I told you.
You know what that looks like? That looks like Snape's office in Harry Potter.
It does. It's bad.
What are the white ones?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, they believe it's right.
They all started brown.
They all started clear.
Now I'm not a canner, but I know that's not how you do it.
Dude,
I'm not a canner.
What are you spotting? What is wrong with it?
No, okay. Well, what's wrong with it?
I mean, generally you don't jar meat. Generally, you're like making preserves. Like I know from an ex of mine who had a very Mormon family. Like Mormons are big on like jarring and like making their own preserves and stuff. It's just something they like to do. And so I like watched them do it. And all of it was just like saving vegetables from their garden, and they'd done it for long enough that it was all like right.
Yeah, veggies like green beans and
green
like
beans,
that,
tomatoes, like definitely not chunks of chicken
or pickled but things that pickle well, right?
Pickle eggs,
like obviously cucumbers and pickles, but like asparagus and onions and that sort of thing. And I know people who would can tomatoes, but I have never, outside of like the scariest of gas stations, seen hunks of meat in a jar.
I think there was a human foot in one of those.
No. The only thing I could think of, and this is a bad thought, but I was just like, when this woman passes away, I'm gonna have to throw away so much fucking rotting like food. It's gonna be disgusting.
Yeah,
just throw the whole jar away. There's no way you can open those jars.
There's no way I'm going to. No, I'm going to throw the whole.
We burn the house.
I was gonna say, it's bad. She was convinced she lost a safe. There was a safe. No, I'm not. No. Not even lost. She was convinced that someone stole it. This is a common thing with her. No. She has so much shit that she's convinced that someone steals this like one thing. And I'm like, if someone broke in and stole stuff, they would have stole more than just a safe. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It doesn't look like they would have stolen anything.
No,
you can't.
It's like, I gotta get out of here. I don't want to end up in those jars like the last guy who tried this.
Maybe they're like a warning thing. People break in, they see those jars, and they're like, "Fuck this, man!" Like,
I mean, let's be real. If you broke into that house and like you came in through the kitchen door, you're creeping through, the moonlight is coming through the windows, and it's illuminating jars, dozens and dozens of jars full of meat. You cast your gaze around the room and you see the state that it is in. You turn around and you walk the fuck out.
Yeah. Like, this person has enough problems without me burglarizing them.
No, I like the idea that you go into a house. It's a total wreck. It's a disaster. And you just leave $20 and leave. Like they need these guys need a hand.
Honestly, it looks like she would
I hope things turn around.
It looks like if she woke up in the morning and she had been robbed, that could be a great step forward.
No, she has. So her actual house is decently, aside from the jars, it's decent right now. Aside from one room, there's one room that's really fucking bad. The room she lost the safe in, but she has these.
Still there.
She has the. It's still there. Yeah, we found it. She has these.
You lose a whole safe. There's so much shit.
I choose to believe you could walk in it and it stored guns.
She's got all kind. I'll do like a video for the next time I'm on here, just so you guys can see. I don't think she doesn't know how the internet works, so she won't know. But so she has like three storage buildings on her property full of shit. Yeah, 3. Yeah, wow. Maybe 4. I might be miscounting, but there's at least 3. One is the size, I swear to God, of like a studio apartment. Like it's big. Like I could, if we cleared it out, I could turn it into like a, you know, bachelor pad if I wanted to. It's that big. So much fucking shit. And it's just has something to do with, like, she was poor growing up, so maybe that's it. Always, she's like Mr. Krabs. I don't know. Just
that's how I always see it. You know?
Yeah,
Sponge Boy, Bob. It's normal to jar chicken.
I see everything is irreplaceable, so they place a lot of value on it. And in reality, like, but if I were to say to you, "Hey, I've got a thing. It's the size of a mini fridge. Why don't you hold on to it for 4 years in case you ever need it?" You'd be like, "That thing is worth $4. I'll just throw it away and buy one if I ever do need it."
I mean, food. It seems like food hoarding is like the most common one for people that grew up poor.
It's food hoarding, but as an example, so we went to my mom's a contractor, so she's got this like discount card at Lowe's Hardware. So she gets like 5% off all her purchases or some shit, frequent buyer discount. So I'm like, "Hey, come with me to Lowe's. I need a new fridge. Mine's like 15 years old. I need to get rid of it." We go to Lowe's and she's like trying to, I swear to God, she's trying to like haggle the cost of the fridge down like she's at a car dealership.
Did it work?
No. She's already getting a discount, and the guy's like, "Ma'am, I just work here. Like, I'm not." And I'm like, "Mom, this is not a pawn shop.
Get Mr. Depot on the phone."
Yeah. Call Mr. Lowe's, please.
Yeah,
Need of a word. No, we get it, right? And I'm like, "That's a little odd, but it's not a character. Like, she's cheap. You know, she wants the fucking best deal constantly." What's weird is that, so Lowe's will, if you guys ever have had a fridge or like an appliance delivered, they'll take off the old appliance, right? My mom's like, "No, don't take off the old fridge." I'm like, "Mom, it sounds like a fucking demon's inside of it when it turns off. Like, it, you know, the springs are worn out. It barely works." I'm like, "It's about to fucking like blow up." And she's like, "No, I want it." And I'm like, "Are you gonna pay me for it?" She's like, "Yeah, I'll pay you like $30. And I'm like, "Okay." So I just hulked it out and put it on the front porch there, but it's like $30, you know, whatever. But I'm like, she doesn't need it, so I'm thinking about just taking it to the dump, and you know, because
someone should steal the refrigerator off her front porch as a favor.
Nobody's gonna want it. It's a piece of shit. It barely works. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she needs that tape. I don't know, that's not the right way to do it. But yeah, I wish you could somehow convince her that junk is junk.
I have tried.
So hard to do because it's like an ingrained like, but what when the time comes, I won't have food. And like, like if like that's your fixation, I get it. Like, especially if you grew up poor, but like those houses get gruesome. The food porters are so like the people who collect dolls. Yeah, they're strange, but like they're dolls. You could just pick them up and remove them. Whereas like food, it becomes a hazard. What if you drop one of those? It'd be like a dirty bomb.
I was gonna say there's, I think in that picture actually there's one, you can see the one that's spoiled. It's the one that's brown with like the white murky shit.
Can you put the picture back up again, Zach?
So canning is a pretty in-depth process, right? You have to sterilize the inside of the jars by by boiling them first.
First thing you need is edible food.
It's that right.
All right. So yeah, that's some sort of mold or something, or bacteria growth that she's got going on in there because it wasn't properly sterilized. The one to the left of that one, though, let's go to that fleshy one that looks like it looks like she just like is that pig intestines? Like,
I don't, dude. Honestly, I didn't ask. I just said, "Hey, something in here smells like shit."
Don't ask. Don't ask.
I'm not gonna ask.
Like
don't ever let her know you're suspicious.
No, I'm not gonna. No, because she'll try to give me some, and I don't fucking want it.
The 1/3 to the right, and actually,
no, Mom, I can't take this. I have to pay you something.
The one behind the white one has more white on top. The two to the right of the other one that has white on top. I can't figure out what the fuck kind of meat is in that 1/3.
Chicken, right? That tall white one.
Oh God,
I think it's chicken, but
with the skin still on it.
Here's the thing: she has food that, like, she has food that's so old that she has like in freezers and shit. She might have run out of room, so she's canning this like 20-year-old frozen chicken out of the freezer.
No.
Smart. Yeah.
So it's canned, freezer burned, decade-old chicken.
That's like lost its shape. Yeah, it looks like intestines now. I think that's most of this because it's bad, guys. Like I tried to one time,
qualifies for an antique license plate.
No, like I found a ham that could vote one time in her fridge. 18-year-old ham. I swear to God, 18-year-old ham.
Chicken can rent a car.
Yeah. I mean, it's one time is when I first got my like YouTube paycheck. I was still living at home. I was like 18, 19, so I went to the store and I got some fucking groceries, you know. And I came back and I'm like, wait, there's no fucking room in this fridge or freezer. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go. What's the logical thing you do? You go through, you get the expired stuff out, you throw it away.
Yeah.
So I did that. My mom comes home and you would have think she had seen a ghost. She starts digging the stuff out of the trash.
Oh, and it's already like thawing and it's not.
It's already thawing.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, don't throw away the stuff. It's still good. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like it's like 15 years old. You know, and it smells like shit. And she would just like, no, like we can't do that. And she goes and like puts it in this secret fucking freezer I didn't know about. She's got another freezer full of shit. She puts it in that.
She's got a secret freezer. So nobody, right, I can't let anybody get on to me.
Let's take the picture down.
Let's take it off. It's disgusting. Yeah.
I've had enough of that for the evening. We're laughing about this, but it really is a serious issue.
No, it is. It is.
Yeah.
I think within 5 years, I'm going to have to do something. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Because it's getting worse. It's getting worse. It can't be normal. It's not normal.
Yeah. And I know I've asked you this question before, but I'm sure you're careful, like in your own life to make sure that like, when's that expire tomorrow? Let's go and get that out of here. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
We're not even gonna wait.
No, when I got the new fridge, I just went through and I'm like, this sauce expired like 3 months ago. Let's throw it the fuck out. You know, I don't need it. Like,
yeah,
I'll buy a new.
I don't need it.
I don't need it.
Like it reminds me of the clips on the show where like there was like some guy will like be collecting food and like his fucking sister who comes from, you know, across the country. Like by the time you're like 35 minutes in and it's the end and he hasn't changed his mind, they're like weeping, like it's all crap.
Yeah.
It's all useless garbage, John. Don't you see that? Are you gonna choose this canned ham from 1981 over your son? And he's like, you don't know when you might need that ham. He's like, there's ham at the store.
No, that's everybody kind of has that, you know what I mean? Like that. That's that thing where you want to go. You sometimes go overboard. Like you think you need more than you do. Like just recently, I bought myself a nice watch, and I'm like, okay, well, I need a watch for this situation, yada yada yada. And I'm like, if I'm not careful, though, I'm gonna end up with like 15 fucking watches. You know what I mean? 20 watches that I can only wear one at a time. So I'm like, I got to make these ground rules.
Patently false.
You can
okay, well,
huge sleeve of them.
Ground rules are like I can only have 5 at a time. If I get a new one, I got to sell the old one, and that's been like the rule I've kind of gone with anything like shoes, fucking clothes, watches, food. You know what I mean? Anything like that. Like
what you're saying is, I need 2 more motorcycles.
Exactly. That's it. Yeah. No more than that, though.
It's solid advice to prevent hoarding. I'll get to purchasing.
Prevent hoarding. I'm going to hit my 5 limit sooner or later. You know? I mean, it's well hit it sooner. Damn. That you said as a kid, it wasn't quite like it, right?
It wasn't that bad as a kid. My dad passed away when I was younger, so I think that put her into super like survival mode. You know, after that, because it's gradually gotten worse, and now she watches like. A lot of news and a lot of conspiracy theory stuff. So it just keeps getting worse, and I'm like, I'm probably gonna have her committed.
Anti-vax?
Yes. Oh, dude. Yes, but she is convinced my uncle is now like a magnet, like a human magnet because of the vaccine.
Because he's vaccinated and you get magnetic afterwards.
That's what she says. And they're like, she's talking about how she's like sticking metal to him or whatever. This was over the summer. And I'm like, Mom, like you ever lick the spoon and like put it on your nose? Like it's hot as shit.
Like when he leans like this, it stays right on there. It's like
exactly
I think that's more of a gravity thing. I'm looking on just like Reddit. There are like huge forums with like almost 50,000 people about hoarding, but it's people like support groups of people like who have to deal with it in their life. Like it does she recognize on any level that it is a problem what she's doing, and she's like, and she'll be like, I shouldn't be doing this, or is it like, no, this is all essential preparation for when the stores are out of food?
I think she's like, I think she's somewhat self-aware, because she, at one point you couldn't get up in her attic because she had so much shit that it was coming down and covering the stairs.
Jesus.
But she'll eventually get rid of stuff to where she could walk up the stairs. Like, she'll declutter the house, but put it somewhere else.
Right. She's just organizing
efficiently.
Right. So she'll organize it. It's not like those jars aren't all across the floor. You know, like they're in a neat kind of area on the counter, and she'll move them to the basement. But there's a certain point where she'll stop like organizing and buy another storage space. So I don't know if she realizes how bad it is. I've tried to tell her, and I've tried to be like, you don't need all this shit. Like, when you pass away, I'm just going to throw it away. Like, you can't take it with you.
Yeah.
So
how old is she?
60, I believe. Yes. Okay. 61. I think she just turned 61. Yes.
And she doesn't hoard anything but food. So she doesn't like keep knickknacks and shit around.
It's stuff too. Yeah. She hoards clothes, food, anything really. Like, she's trying to hoard this 15-year-old nearly broken fridge. And
what about cats? Does she have any cats?
No cats. No pets. Her things are like inanimate objects.
That's good.
Okay. Yeah. Like a dead cat that has been almost like turned into coal. Sometimes by the pressure, they'll discover those. Like we used to have like bets on my streams, and we'd watch and make fun of the show Hoarders about how many dead cats there would be by the end of the episode. I think the worst animal episode ever was there were like 13 dead rabbits, 4 dead cats. They kept having to like fish rabbits out of the wall.
Oh no!
Because they kept finding more and more rabbits living in the wall, because the woman was like, I have all my rabbits and they are well taken care of. And they like take them out there, and there's like a vet on the scene like, I've never seen anything like these poor rabbits. and they're like, he just has rabbit pattern baldness. Like, no, it's because he's living in an old Clorox container you cut out.
No, wait. Did this not? I mean, this is probably a stupid question. Did this not smell fucking terrible? Like, if there's that
it was one of the times where like Matt Paxton, the Hoarders guy, he walked in, he's like, let's see what let's see what we have here.
Because goddamn, like, that's one thing. I had a squirrel die in my fucking attic once, and that smelled, you know?
Yeah.
And that was
you probably couldn't smell the decaying rabbit over the probably inch and a half of actual rabbit shit that coated the entire floor. Like, you looked taller standing in that room than outside because of like the level of grime and literal poo.
That's so awful. I can't watch those shows. Like those shows make me feel so bad.
It's bad, but at the same time, I don't even have to watch the shows. I have a friend. I just saw her, I don't know, 5 days ago. So we've been friends for a long time, but she won't let me go in her house. The reason being, and she's self-aware. She'll be like, it's like a hoarding nightmare. So she's self-aware about it. Like, she understands it's a thing. And she'll try to like get a hold on it, but she can't.
What if she's really just been holding her mother hostage for like a decade?
I mean, it could be, but her yard's pretty bad too. So I believe her. Like, if I pick her up,
maybe it's the yard man she's holding hostage.
Maybe it could be, but it's weird. There's two dynamics. There's the people that know it's a problem and still do it, and then there's like my mom, who probably doesn't realize it's as bad as it is, and I think my whole family's that way, actually. Like, every aunt and uncle is kind of similar, so I think it's just accepted.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah. I've never seen that in real life. I've had I've had messy relatives, but whenever we've had a relative die, when we went over there to like clean the place. That it's almost, in my family, it's never like, let's divvy everything up, all of the valuables. Yeah, let's make a big pile of the jewels and the heirlooms. Okay, we got it. All right, here's the pile. All right, like
there's some guns, I bet.
Yeah, stuff like that. But it's, you know, it's always just a mess to clean up. And it's like, where did Grandma get this pistol she always had up here? Apparently, now we've got this random.
They always push tools on me. Woody likes tools. Woody fixes things. Woody probably wants this. And it's like, Woody likes matched sets of tools.
Yeah.
I like organized tools with racks.
It would be like it'd be like you going, oh, you like to cook? You love to cook. You have a kitchen. Here's 3 mismatched forks.
Yeah. No, and that's how it starts, I think, is when you accept it. When you were like, okay, I could take a fork or I could take this wrench, and then you get like a little bit of a dopamine rush, like a tiny
you're like, hey, maybe one day I find them all.
Exactly.
You know what they're gonna say? Nobody's gonna be laughing when I got a full set of these.
It's like a Pokemon card or something. Like you get it, and then it's like a tiny little dopamine rush, and then you get addicted.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you get like 80 forks that don't match, 7 of the same wrench. You know, like it's just the trick is just being like, no. So when my mom, anytime I brought over like a girlfriend or something and she's like offering them something, I'll just whisper like, don't take it. Just say no. Like, don't take anything. Don't eat any food. Just don't do it. Like, trust me.
Don't eat any food.
Don't eat any food she offers you unless I give you the green light. I will go in and check the date if it's like a prepackaged thing to make sure it's okay. And
goodness.
I shouldn't have to do that, but I did.
No, you shouldn't. That's rough, man.